obviously, to be taken that high is something that Doug Pederson seen in him. And I seen it as well when Jalen was in college at Alabama and then Oklahoma. He just showed that he was a pure winner. And regardless of how he had to win the game, he didn't win a lot passing the football, but he won a lot using his legs and using his mobility, and I thought that was enough. So what I think we'll see in this game is a little bit of what we've seen from Taysom Hill, passing the football, showing that he can, handle most of the concepts, and then running the football a majority of the time, using his mobility and improv, at the same time. So, he hasn't had a lot of experience, hasn't had a lot of snaps, didn't get a preseason. So basically this is his preseason, even though it's live and it has significant meaning. He's going to have to show us that, he can step behind the center and he can go out and for 4 quarters find a way to generate some offense. So I'm expecting him to play well. I think we need to see him for at least 2 or 3 weeks in order to get a fair assumption of what his game really is. But, I expect Jalen to go out and give the Philadelphia Eagles a spot.
Well, you're expecting a lot more than I am. Because if you look at the weapons, Skip, his weapons in college were better than what he has in Philly. He was throwing the ball to Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs. I think he might have had the first year, Calvin Ridley. His last year, you look at the receivers, they got 2 offensive linemen that went top 10.
I know.
And they got leather.
Right. It's a track team.
So when you look at it, Mike, he had better weapons at Alabama that he's going to take the field with on Sunday in Philly. And you say you expect against New Orleans.
When you're a dual threat, anything can happen. When you're a dual threat, anything can happen. Look, pick up a couple first downs with your legs, keep the chains moving. That's what it's all about. We're not asking Jalen Hurts to go out there and be perfect, to go out there and look like Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray. Just go out there and find a way to win the football game. I don't care how you do it.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure out when did Fox start hiring comedians? Because Michael Vick funny. Mike say anything can happen. He go out there and pick up a couple of first down. Boy, you at the improv? I mean, what you doing comedy? Be a Zoom now?
Chains moving, Shay. You know that. You got to keep the chains moving, baby.
You know what New Orleans represent. You know when you, Mike, there's only so much you can do, Mike.
I never went into a game worried about the defense and what they present. I know what they present. Most of them are for sure tacklers, and they understand the game of football, and I leave it at that.
Let me ask you a question. How many times have you gone into a game where you had 2 guys that were on the practice squad? You had 4 of your offensive linemen that didn't start the regular season that's in the game right now. Your running back, your 2 tight ends had missed between the average of, I think they missed 10 total games. One missed 6, the other missed 4. Your running back just got back 2 weeks ago. How many games did you win in like that?
I never went into a game like that. I went in a preseason game when I was a backup.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is how you want to talk about.
So you going into a regular season game.
This is a preseason game for them.
So you going into a regular season game with that against the #1 defense in football. And so anytime I'm playing a guy like that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take his first read away. Because I know guys like that, when they get into the game for the very first time, they're one reads. I'm going to take that first read away, and then I know he's going to tuck it, and then I'm going to come put hats on him. That's the way I approach it.
So allow me to say, I believe in Jalen Hurts. I can't say I believe in his chances against the New Orleans Saints, who lead the league in fewest yards allowed. The hottest defense in the league over the last month has been these guys. They lead the league in sacks over the last 4 weeks. This is high degree of difficulty. But I love Michael Vick's attitude of, okay, but I'm Jalen Hurts or I'm Michael Vick. And I'm not saying Jalen's Michael Vick because he's not. But he's pretty good. And he's got football character at the highest degree. He's got winners' intangibles, and he has playmaking skills that I saw again and again at Alabama and Oklahoma that will translate into pro football, even against the New Orleans Saints. So what I believe will happen is Jalen will play better than Carson Wentz would have. Again, in pure talent, he's not Carson. Carson's 6'5" and can throw it through a brick wall, right? But Carson has lost his way. He's lost faith in himself. He leads the league by far in interceptions, turnovers, lowest completion percentage, sacks. It's a disaster right now. So Jalen will play better than Carson would have against New Orleans. I believe Jalen will prove to be a better NFL quarterback overall, whole package, than Carson Wentz has been. So I believe this is the start of something very good to great for the Philadelphia Eagles. It starts Sunday.
You know why this could be bad, Mike? Because guess what the New Orleans Saints has had the opportunity to do for the last 2.5, 3 years? They practice against Jalen Hurts every day.
They do.
Taysom Hill was their scout team guy. They get an opportunity to see that every single day.
I still believe that Jalen's a little better passer than Taysom. I believe that. I do.
And so now where you are a man team, I wouldn't play man. I play zone. You know why? Because I want to keep eyes in front of him. I don't want to turn my back because I don't want to have him jumping out the window and picking up, as Mike was talking about, picking up those first downs with his legs. So we already know they can't, because we showed it, I think against Seattle. Carson Wentz was holding the ball. He's waiting on somebody to get open, and there's no separation. You couldn't throw a penny between those two guys. So
maybe they'll play harder and separate better for Jalen.
Okay. If I'm Doug Pederson, I'm watching everything that Taysom Hill has done over the last 3 weeks, and I'm finding a way to implement that in my game plan and not make it look the same, even though this is a copycat league. If you can get away with it, do it. But this will be something that they can do down the road with Jalen Hurts if he's going to continue to be the starter for the next 3 or 4 games. So, it's all in personal preference. But, it's funny you say, because now I'm sitting here thinking about all the guys that you just named, who will be playing on the field for the Philadelphia Eagles this week. So this has turned into a preseason game for Jalen Hurts. Unfortunately, this is the #1 defense for the New Orleans Saints. But, ultimately at the end of the day, if he can take away something positive from this performance this weekend and use it as a building block towards next weekend, then that's Jalen Hurts getting better, and that's him evolving as a quarterback, which that process starts now.
Okay, so Michael, wrap this up by commenting on this. As a former Philadelphia Eagle and a quarterback, it bothered me that Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelce both spoke up and spoke out this week for Carson Wentz. Fletcher Cox said, he's my best friend. He's been my guy from day one. And Jason Kelce just raved about what Carson Wentz has meant to the Eagles, both his intelligence, his off the field, his impact on the football team. He just went on and on. Both big votes of confidence for Carson. And Jason Kelce concluded, it's just hard to believe we're at this point. Mm-hmm. Well, man, Jalen Hurts is up against the Saints, and he's up against his 2 captains, Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelce, both big votes of public confidence for Carson Wentz. How would that make you feel, Michael?
Honestly, it would make me feel good. Like, indirectly, when I look at that, I would take it as, look, these guys are true character guys. They're leaders of this football team, and they got Carson's back through and through, regardless of everything that he's been through. And it's been a rough road from, him having an injury and them going on to winning the Super Bowl, and him having the pressure of having to get back. It's been a lot. So Kelce understands that more than anything. They have a close personal relationship. They work together closely every day. And Fletcher, just as a man, understands what he's going through, being a veteran, for so long in this league and knowing that, it's a revolving door at every position. So, Carson has become one of the guys, and they support him, and that's a great thing. So, if you're Jalen Hurts, you're looking at that. You want that for the future, for the new guys that's coming in for the Philadelphia Eagles in the future, who's going to be a part of that team. You want to earn the respect like Carson has earned.
Mm.
Well, Jalen Hurts against the Saints is featured in this Sunday's Fox Super 6 contest. Download the free Fox Super 6 app and make your picks before kickoff Sunday for your chance